Who's going to bank $75,000 here?
Oh, got a car around several of them.
Kevin Harvick, this is the big one, boys. We have it here every year.
Got a whole
Looks like about 10 cars involved.
Kasey Kahne, Tony Stewart, Carl Edwards.
Michael.
Dale Earnhardt Jr. went through the grass and might have missed it. Kevin Harvick hit the
We just
wall.
got a little right front, guys. Get you.
Dale Jarrett trailed the wreck, as did Matt Kenseth. Nemechek's in it. Michael Waltrip, Martin Truex, and Terry Labonte.
And the best I can tell, Mike and Darrell, every one of those cars right there, they were in the back of the pack. They were all cars that came to pit road.
Kevin Harvick's car is demolished.
And Harvick climbs out. Terry Labonte, window net down. Flames out the tailpipe of little consequence. He's done for the night. Harvick's car is junk, and so is Nemechek's. Stewart is not going to give up on it, but he hasn't seen all that damage yet.
That's a mad crash car right there.
And that's a couple of mad drivers right there as well.
Yeah, something happened up here off of turn 4. Somebody got sideways or got into somebody. I couldn't tell exactly what happened. We'll take a look at it here maybe in a minute.
Just remember, these two drivers had an altercation in the Gatorade 150 back in Daytona as well with each other.
Joe Nemechek and Kevin Harvick not pleased. This is always a race of great excitement, fever pitch, and that includes the temper and frustration level as well.
High expectations. You come in here with high expectations, that creates big disappointments.
The red flag is out, and the rule here under red flag conditions is different than your normal points race.
Yes, these guys can work on their cars under red flag.
Kasey Kahne limping down pit road. That took out just about everybody. Gordon.
Well, Darrell, let's have a look.
Yeah, you see, that doesn't look good right there.
Red flag.
Here we come. Somebody gets loose back in here. Yikes.
Joe Nemechek in the 01 car.
Was it from contact from Stewart?
Somebody got into the back of somebody. We got to look at it again. Somebody poked somebody coming out of 4 right there and turned them.
Well, either Nemechek got loose and lost his momentum, or
is that Tony behind him?
hard from that angle to tell which came first.
And then Joe goes down and gets in the quarter panel, the right rear quarter panel of Kevin Harvick. Not of Joe's fault, though. There was nothing he could do, Matt.
And we caught up with Kevin Harvick. Kevin, a lot of frustration boiling over.
Yeah, I mean, you know, Joe Nemechek's supposed to be the guy that never does nothing. Hey, let me tell you something. Let me tell you something. I'm tired of Joe Nemechek, you know, acting like he doesn't do nothing. And it may not have been his fault, but after Daytona and I should be fired and all that, he can take that and show it where the sun don't shine, baby.
Full moon Saturday night. And this was Harvick walking away from the car with a steely gaze toward Joe Nemechek as the accident unfolded. The replays thus far inconclusive as to whether Nemechek's car got loose and was hit by Stewart, or whether there was contact that precipitated the spin. But the result, 9 or so cars were pretty badly damaged.
Pretty smart guys. They don't take their helmets off till they get through kind of growling at each other. You know, the Winston, I think every year you can look back and we have these kind of altercations. Let's see what happens here. Joe's right there in front of Tony. You know, that just looks like Tony got in the back of Joe. I don't see Joe's car moving much. I don't see anything going on there. Look at it. You know, you gotta continue to look at it, because every time you look at it, you're going to see something different. When you got this many cars involved, got to kind of keep looking at it until you can pinpoint.
If you compare the position of Nemechek's car to Harvick's car on the racetrack, there might have been a time when Joe's car had a little wiggle and then got straightened out, and that might have taken some of the momentum from Nemechek and brought Stewart to it.
I don't know, but those hard legs, I know that. Golly.
Kevin Harvick's car is absolutely destroyed. We're riding with him here.
Well, there's only 3 people that really know what happened. That's Kevin Harvick, Joe Nemechek, and Tony Stewart. Matt's caught up with Tony.
Tony has climbed from his race car. What happened, Smoke?
I don't know. Come off a 4 and got straight there, and somehow got in the back of the 01. I didn't speed up, so I don't know what happened. I don't know if he got loose or something or what. He was having problems after he came out from the pit stop before, but it's a shame. This is the car I wanted to bring back next week, so I don't know. Knew something was like it's going to happen. Bad thing is I'm not so sure I didn't cause it tonight, but I don't honestly know. I mean, I don't know why I run into him when we come off the corner with the same speed, and then all of a sudden I run into him. I don't know how that happens.
We talked a lot about drivers that want to bring a car here and then also carry it over to the 600. And DW, like you said, you want to bring a car that you don't have to worry about if something happens to it.
Yeah, and it never fails. I've done it myself. I say, okay, I'm going to run this car tonight, and I want to save it for next week because it's such a great car, and it'll get torn up every time.
Now, Darrell, we've looked at a few replays. I don't see fault here. While that happened, one crew was celebrating. Mark Martins, as his driver, took the lead from Elliott Sadler. And behind them, all this, 9 cars piled up. Matt?
Caught up with Michael Waltrip now. The whole right side of your car is destroyed. What did it look like through your windshield, Michael?
It looked like I was going to get the whole right side of my car destroyed. I mean,
it happened.
There wasn't anywhere whatsoever to go. Usually I do pretty good when it's which way is my hat turned? I got the wrong right. No. Napa. Usually I do a pretty good job when there's a big crash like that, weeding my way through it, but I think I got in the grass and lost control of my car. And so instead of being able to try to pick my way through, I slid a little ways, and when I got to sliding, people started hitting me, and it was just a mess. And I don't know what caused it. Will you tell me?
There's a lot of difference of opinions on this one.
Well, you'll have that in big-time auto racing.
Especially in this type of an event.
What about the finish of the Open? I've never seen anybody spin anybody out any cooler than Brian Vickers did. He spun out Bliss and almost made it look like it was Bliss's fault. But it wasn't. It was his fault. But he did it so well that you really couldn't tell. So he got to be in the Nextel All-Star Challenge. I'm real proud that I brought my Napa Chevy back to the truck, and I feel good, and we'll come back and get them for 600 miles next week. I got a lot of great sponsors: Bass Pro Shops, Coca-Cola, Aaron's, Sales and Lease Ownership, Oreo Cookies, and
you got everybody there.
Thank you.
Harvick, Tony Stewart, Michael Waltrip, Kasey Kahne, Dale Earnhardt Jr. you see here, along with Martin Truex and Joe Nemechek. And back in the garage area, Joe Nemechek has had a look at the replay, and he and Kevin Harvick continue to discuss it.
He doesn't have any reason to be mad at Kevin. Joe doesn't, because Joe Kevin got turned into Joe.
The initial contact was between Tony Stewart and Joe Nemechek. Harvick was the car that happened to be on the inside when that happened.